The deadline to file your taxes just weeks away, and the pressure is on for procrastinators. If you're one of those people waiting until the very last minute, we have some tips for you this morning. Financial professional Dan Morris with Mainstay Financial Group joining us now this morning with some tax tips. Thank you for joining us again.
Thanks for having me.
So switching gears a little bit to talk about our taxes, the deadline is actually a little bit later this year. Why is that?
Well, one reason is because the 15th is going to fall on a weekend, and then Emancipation Day in Washington is the 17th, so they're letting you go till Tuesday into the 18th.
Okay, but that does not mean that you can procrastinate. What do we need to do, or what are some tips that people should focus on when they're putting their taxes together?
Well, because you've kind of waited to the last minute, make sure there's two things that are really done. Make sure your Social Security is correct, your Social Security number is correct, because that's one of the common mistakes. Another thing is just the math aspect. People kind of forget that.
And what's the number one thing when putting it together? Can people ask for a deadline extension when it comes to that?
You can absolutely ask for a deadline. Don't be scared of that, because the IRS does not frown upon that, because they want it done right. At the same time, understand there's a late fee and a filing fee. There's a difference. So even though you say, I'm going to get the 6-month extension, you still have to have your estimation in there by the 18th. So don't confuse that.
Okay, and if people wait to file, since it is a little bit later right now, right? We're only a few weeks away. What are some of the downfalls of waiting?
Well, probably the biggest thing is you're just going to get your refund. If you have a refund, it's just going to come back a little bit later. And I think we've talked about identity theft that gives people a little bit longer to take advantage of you.
Okay, good deal. So what is the number one thing that people need to do today in order to make sure that they file their taxes correctly and that they get their refund quicker?
Probably the biggest thing is just make sure everything is correct, and also understand if you have a complicated tax return, get to a tax professional. Don't try to do that yourself.
Yes, definitely good advice. I know some of my friends and I were going through it and we're like, okay, what does this line mean?
Yeah.
So you guys offer a lot of help on your website too. What is your website?
Absolutely. You can go to mainstayfg.com and you can get all of our information. Just pull down in the news, and you can get a lot of good information on this and our vacation segment that we had in our first part.
Perfect. All right. Well, Dan's going to join us one more time in our next half hour to help you with a few more tax tips as we continue and as you pull out all that information today. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks for having me.